All right, being 7 o'clock, would you all join me in a pledge to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Lynn, would you call the roll?
Mr. Grumber?
Here.
Mrs. Sullivan?
Here.
Mr. Lipinski?
Here.
Mrs. Vandewater?
Here.
Ms. Wozniak?
Here.
Mr. Tupper?
Here.
Mr. Zachariah?
Here. All right. Need a motion to approve the minutes from our November 1st meeting.
So moved.
Move second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Citizens' comments. Anyone wishing to address the board?
Andy Bose?
How's everybody doing? Congratulations on the election. There was some-
Thank you.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you.
Campaign hard.
Did everybody go pick up their signs?
We
Oh,
did.
yes.
Awesome. Congratulations. Now we got a nice video screen. That's awesome. It's new to me. We're not going to have the news on it.
New to us.
Not till after.
Nonetheless, I wanted to talk about something from the traffic survey that Brandon paid for.
Okay.
Average speed on Tappan Street,
Is this
47 miles an
for
hour.
Prigo?
Yep,
Okay.
47 miles an hour on that street at the end of my road. That's the average speed. It's dark. We talked about sidewalks in the future. Hopefully we can continue to move forward and make progress on that. There are more people than last year, let's say, walking on that street. So it's a concern. There's a bad turn. That turn at the cemetery has been there since day one when it was a cow path, actually. I looked at some of the oldest maps and that little turn was right there. But that straightaway is an issue, and just wanted to, point that out to the town board before we get into an argument about speeding cars like the last ones recently around the school district.
Yeah.
That we be a little proactive and, nip it in the bud, no matter what happens with Credo Farms.
Is that within the village?
Town,
It is the town?
Part of it's
the
civil.
minute you make that little hook turn, that's the line.
The town,
Becomes the town
okay.
problem there. And even fog lines would help. They used to be on the street. There was some discussion about whether they were or they won't, but it's all been paved over. But yeah, there were fog lines, and even a minimum of fog lines, I think, would slow people down as a starting point. And I want to say something about codes officer enforcing the fire lanes. He is doing a great job.
Great. Thanks, Andy.
Thanks, Andy. Anyone else wishing to address the board? All right, seeing none, we will move on. I will say hi to Ken Bush. Thanks for joining us today. Item number 1, approve the vouchers. I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 vouchers totaling $132,876.95.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Thank you both. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Item number 2, public hearing on our 2024 Town Special Districts budget. We're going to ask for a motion to recess from our meeting, go into public hearing for comments on the budget.
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are now in public hearing. So, anyone have any comments? No? Why not?
Doesn't Darcy present?
Yeah.
You want me to present first?
Yes, we'll present, please.
So, on behalf of the town of Van Buren, this is our 2024 budget. So, just a quick synopsis. The budget is obviously, that's okay. Is a summary of the funding projected to come to the town through non-property tax revenues, property taxes, and the estimated necessary expenses during the next year. I can say that we spent a lot of time reviewing the budget individually. Each department head spent a lot of time submitting their budgets and working with our budget officer and the supervisor. And what we have agreed to or are presenting for you is the following. So just a list here My hope is, Lynn, that you'll put this online after we're done too. Just a list of some of the non-property tax revenues we have. Most of what we run town government on is taxes. But we do have a snow plowing agreement with the county. We have some pilot agreements. We received some franchise fees from cable, state federal grants, court fines, fees, licenses, park and rec fees. And those all reduce the amount that we have to raise taxes by. Year over year comparison, we're down about $10,000 in our non-property tax revenues, mostly attributed to the inflation with the mortgage rates that have sort of slowed that market down, which was the intent of that, but that obviously has now affected the mortgage tax revenues. Some of the major annual expenditures, almost 60% of a town budget is wages and benefits. It's the employees and staff. Our capital costs make up about 10% of that. That would be road reconstruction and any equipment and vehicle purchases. Then everything else kind of falls under a category of consumables, which is about 28% of the total expenses. And the last for us is debt service, which for us is mainly the new highway garage that we did 10 years ago, 8 years ago. 7. Some of the things that are driving the expenditure projections are higher wages. Once minimum wage goes up, then other wages follow. Higher insurance premiums, no different than an individual. Fuel, well, not asphalt maybe, but utilities, they're all up. So that's driving our expenditures. For 2024, the tax liability, so the levy, what we will raise taxes on, is broken down into different funds depending on where you live. The general fund will affect every resident every residence in the town. And this year's levy is proposed at $1,388,675. The part town, which is mostly code enforcement, is flat at 0. We haven't raised taxes in that because it's a revenue generating fund for many years. And the last part is the highway, which is a proposed levy of $1,505,022. Then again, depending on where you live, you may be in a special district, a sewer fund, water fund, drainage. So our budget summary is as follows. The new proposed general fund tax rate will be $1.55 per thousand. That's down 12.9% over the last 2 years. Part town, again, will remain flat at 0. And the highway fund is down 11.9% over the last 2 years. And special districts funding is only raised if there's expenses. That concludes the show.
Good job.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Darcy. All right. Anyone wishing to speak in favor or oppose? I'm not even sure if we do that for the budget.
I think you do.
Any questions afterwards? Anyone wishing to speak in favor of our 2024 town budget? And anyone wishing to speak in opposition to? Okay. Seeing none, going to ask for a motion to close the public hearing and go back into our regular session.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. We are back in our regular session and on to item number 3, where we're going to adopt our 2024 town and special districts budget. Anyone have any comments before I ask for a motion? No? Excellent. Can I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Congratulations, everyone. That was a culmination of a lot of work. Thank you, Darcy. Item number 4, we have a funds appropriation for a park project and some budget modifications for the end of the year. First part is to properly appropriate funds for our most recent park project from ARPA funds available in the amount of $47,779, as well as some transfers for the Sheriff's Patrol, landfill, disability, highway equipment, and disability. And then we have a modification for some items that went a little over budget throughout the year, which we're going to take from fund balance for drainage, water, drainage and water mostly.
I'll make a motion that we approve the budget modifications dated November 15th, 2023 as written.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Great, that motion carries. Thank you very much, everyone. And I have a penciled in number 5 and number 6. Thank you for your patience. Item number 5, get approval to allow the supervisor to enter into contract with Civic Plus for Parks and Recreation software. Initial fee of $7,463 and continuing annual fees of $4,725. This software will allow the Parks and Rec Department to work online electronically with rentals for the pavilions, with their projects, their park recreation with the children, and also other items that will allow them to work more efficiently. Can I get a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Thank you.
I'll just make a couple comments that this, I think, is long overdue. Right now, if anyone wants to reserve a pavilion, sign up for the summer playground program, buy a pool pass. Everything has to be done on-site at the park. This will allow our residents to be able to open their laptop, go onto our website, and purchase any of those items on the computer. So as everyone knows, we're moving more and more toward technology and computer and convenience and ease. This will be amazing that people don't have to leave their house to sign up for a pavilion, rent a pavilion, or get a pool pass. So I'm excited. Again, this is long overdue. I think it's something we put on the back burner because the cost is quite significant, but we've been doing so good with cutting costs and achieving savings at the town level that we are in a position that we can finally do this. So this is really going to be wonderful, and just keep in mind, you sure can go to the park to sign up for a pavilion the old-fashioned way if you want, but this will be a great convenience for our residents.
Thanks, Wendy.
Thanks.
And my penciled in number 6, also with the park, and it is to approve a purchase of some new playground equipment. This was budgeted last year. The total cost would be for this piece of equipment of $30,337. And in part was part of a grant from the county. Thank you for that, Darcy. All in favor of that? Or can I get a motion? Sorry, motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
That motion carries.
Can I just real quick comment on that? I just want to point out that the Van Buren Park is one of the best parks around, and we're getting new equipment that's replacing some old equipment, and we've been actually trying to keep the old equipment safe. Now we'll be able to have brand new equipment. It's going to be much safer for the kids and whoever else. I'm not just going to say kids, but if Doug wants to go on the playground, he can. It's going to be just much nicer, much safer, and it's just going to make the park that much better. So I really approve of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Anyone else? All right. Counselor committee reports and comments. Howard?
I have nothing at this time, but I'd like to recognize our county legislator, Ken Bush.
Jenny?
2 things. One, I just wanted to remind everybody about Kentwood's wreath sale. Its deadline is coming up. It's November 18th. And I want to take the time to thank all the department heads for all of their hard work on the 2024 budget. Job well done.
Thank you, Jenny. Mike?
Nothing. Thank you.
Wendy?
So I too want to reiterate what Jenny said about the department heads and the budgets. It is a long process. It is something that we do spend a lot of time in, going line by line, and again, really trying to identify things that we can cut in order to have savings. And as Darcy just presented the budget, you can see that taxes will be going down this year, and it's all because of the department heads really taking their budgets and really looking through it with a fine-tooth comb. So I think the budget, the departments for that, because the budget is their purse strings, and they've done a great job. And I would just like to recognize Roger Hand, who's in our audience, who was elected to our town board, and we will see his face up here in January. So Roger, congratulations. We're looking forward to having you up here soon.
Thanks.
Thanks, Brendan. Bob?
Nothing tonight.
Darcy?
So it's just a little of a piggyback on the budget. So a couple things, and actually on our transfers too. I'd like to start drilling down on the sheriff patrols. We have budget appropriately for it in 2024, but I feel like it's getting a little out of control what we're being asked to be charged for what I'm not really perceiving as an enhanced service as much as it is just a service that should be provided by our Onondaga County Sheriff's Department. So I'd like to get into that a bit more as we move forward. And then I am really pleased too that we have invested so much in technology over the last 12 months. And that's just where the world is going. And unfortunately, municipalities usually struggle to find the extra dollars and cents. So, having some ARPA funds to backstop, being really fiscally conservative, and having good budgets that have left us with a little bit of surplus year over year have led us to be able to make these investments, and I think they will pay dividends moving forward. So those are two things that I'm really proud of in this budget.
Excellent. Thanks, Darcy. Again, I would like to also give everyone the credit they deserve, not just our department heads, which did a wonderful job, but also all the people at this table, and Linda Pease, our comptroller, budget officer. Everyone did a wonderful job. We got together. It wasn't always easy, but we did it. So thank you all. Doug?
Just a quick reminder that the parking limit or whatever is in effect. It goes into effect April 15th. So no parking on town-owned roads, public roads from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. Fortunately, knock on wood, please somebody, it hasn't been a problem yet. But I imagine there will be times that we gotta get the roads clear. So please, please, please keep the cars off the road so we can get them safe for everybody to get to work and school and so on.
Now that you said it.
Yes. Thanks, Doug.
Yeah, they might damage your plows.
Jason?
I have no comments this evening.
All right. Maybe.
I have nothing.
Lynn?
What are we gonna get?
Nothing? Actually, I would like to add one other comment. This is for everyone in town. Our
Yeah.
fire marshal is and has been and will continue to strictly enforce our fire lane access. We have a pretty sizable problem with people parking in the fire lanes for an extended period of time. We are going to be looking for that. We're going to be citing people and writing tickets until we can get that under control. Just want everyone to be aware. So if you got to run into the store for 5 minutes, find a parking spot close, not the fire lane.
Rick,
All right.
are we working on signs for that too?
Yes.
Okay.
We are. Yes.
Good.
We'll have that as well. Seeing there's no other business, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn until December.
Yeah.
December
I'll make that
2nd.
motion.
Oh,
Happy Thanksgiving.
hold on.
everybody.
I was just going to say, in honor of Pat Dickman, I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. She always did that. She was
Here already.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.